I'm gonna tell you 4 big signs you carry great conversation on dates and how to improve if you don't. So the first sign you do this well is when you make your date feel heard, not just listened to. If your date seems disengaged or unexcited, it may be because they don't feel heard by you. Remember, on a date especially, people love to be heard. They love to talk about themselves because they want to present to you who they are. But if you're good at this, you ask them thoughtful questions that makes them open up. You pick up on small details about things they say that you bring back up later on to let them know you're really listening, to where they feel like you're truly hearing them. And you know you're doing this really well if they give you long, enthusiastic responses to your questions that you ask them about them instead of short ones. That means they're really engaged and feeling heard and feeling important by you. If you're not good at this, then practice reflecting back to them what you heard, not just nodding and, being attentive. So you say something like, okay, so you like hiking because it helps you clear your mind? Second, you keep the energy balanced. It's not a one-sided interview. If you're the one asking all the questions and carrying the conversation yourself, it can make the other person feel like they're on this interview for a job. Just as much as if you talk too much about yourself and never ask about them, it can seem like you're heavily self-centered. So you're good at this if you share your own personal stories and insights and not just asking them questions. And if you do ask questions or say things that builds on top of the things they're saying to you, that shows you're trying to share and connect about yourself, but you're also looking to understand and learn more about them. You'll ultimately notice the conversation flows smooth and naturally, and they ask you questions as much as you ask them. If you're not good at this, when they tell you something about themselves, instead of saying that's cool, try adding something personal about yourself to the equation. So say something like, oh, I think it's cool that you're into photography. I always like taking great photos and want to learn how to take better ones. It shows you're trying to connect, and it lets the conversation breathe so it doesn't feel like you're just firing off questions. Third, you create emotional depth, not just small talk. If your dates only stay surface level and don't engage emotionally, then your date can walk away feeling like your date was forgettable, and you don't want that. So if you move past generic questions and move into deeper topics more naturally, you talk about dreams, passions, and personal experiences, not just the weather, and you notice they open up and share things about themselves they don't usually tell strangers, you're doing a great job. If you're not good at this, ask more emotion-based questions instead of fact-based questions. Like, what excites you every time you do it? And fourth, you make them feel good and they want to keep seeing you. So if you keep them smiling, matching your energy, and not wanting the date to end, great sign. If you want to be better at this, use more humor and playfulness and don't take every conversation so seriously. If you notice awkwardness on your date, call it out playfully. Say something like, okay, I think we just reached that who talks next silence point. Something that lightens the mood and makes it playful and brings you guys back into some sort of a momentum. Work on building your skills in these 4 areas, and your dates are going to go so much better with the right people. Let's get it.